Okay, I'm going to retry Grace Woon's case in Ghosts of Miami. I fucked up. Apparently I'm not seeing something, but since pretty much my first hour playing was all muffled voice, I figure I'll restart it. I love how 80s it is. It's just so great. This opening is so great for, an anime. Since we know it takes an hour and a half to play, we'll just go straight through. No, I thought this was more adventure game than visual novel. Because it's a lot more visual novel than, I expected. I'm pretty sure we've met, like, 4 of our potential love matches. Ghosts of Miami! And it just had to think for a second if I actually had a save file or not. Yeah, continue. Grace Wong. We will restart this. I guess there's no way to just start. Apparently, I looked up. I didn't look up spoilers, I just looked up the achievement guide. And I apparently had that I should have looked under the highway. I just had the wrong options. I should have asked my, she's not Cuban, but I have a friend named, Joe, and, she's Argentinian, and she speaks Spanish, and I should have asked her how to pronounce the protagonist's name. I should have also asked, yeah, I had never heard of this game before it was recommended on Tumblr. And it's just like such a game that's like of interest to me. And things have been really tight. Like, I had surgery, which was considered orthodontic. And a lot of the tests up to it were not covered. My insurance decided not to cover my anesthesia for the surgery. I'm Canadian, by the way. But where it's orthodontic, it's not covered. So it was considered medically necessary, so they covered the surgery, but they didn't cover the anesthesia, which is just like, it's not like that was an optional thing. So I'm having to pay that back. But yeah, things are tight with that. I have my recheck for my surgery, which probably is going to be expensive because I'll have to probably pay for the x-rays. Because I had a lot of x-rays when I had my after-surgery check in December. So I've probably reached my maximum amount for this year already. And I have courses, because I decided, even though I'm unemployed, to further my education. So I have that, and I'm tight, and I could not afford to pay the $16.99 for this game, because that's how much it is in Canadian. But my friend Rami, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, bought it for me as a gift, and I was really thankful. And I'm hoping to buy it for him when I have some money, because it's on his wish list as well, Steam wish list. So I'm hoping he enjoys watching me play this. But yeah. Hopefully we'll get to Grace before she gets, ends up with another bad end. Also, Lewis, or Louis, I'm used to pronouncing it Louis because I'm, you know, Canadian in an area that has a lot of Acadians. So it's, you know, Lewis is kind of, you know, I have difficulty. So hopefully we won't meet that character. Anyway. And it's still not responding. I don't know if I mentioned this. It doesn't always want to respond right away to a hit with the spacebar. Or being blunt again. I'm really annoyed that I fucked up. No, I shouldn't. It's not like I'll ever get monetized again. Yeah, I'm not really too disappointed about being demonetized. I didn't have enough subscribers. I need like 900 more subscribers. And I didn't expect to get that many anyway. But what was really disheartening, I was posting in some of the you know, the threads on Reddit and stuff about it. And I specifically said I didn't want subscribers, I just wanted, you know, enough ad hours to fill out my AdSense, which didn't happen either. I'm hoping to upgrade my AdSense account once I get my travel blog going. Yeah, Grace, her daughter Grace. Yeah, like I only monetized because of that problem, and I didn't capitalize on it. Like I probably would have had enough to cash out this time if I had, you know, set everything to, but I pretty much only had, like, unless it was something that was really popular, set to just desktop ads, which with the mobile age, you know, they're not getting seen. So, yeah. It's not like it's a big hit, it's just the climate is terrible with people. Because a lot of the, you know, the people that had just enough were punching down with, like, oh, get good and stuff, and it's like, it's not a small little channels that are actually the bad actors, you know. It's, you know, the ones that, like, if you're going to be a bad actor, you know, with the fake stuff, you're still going to get the views, you're going to get, you may not get the subscribers, but even then, if you want to game the system, you'll pay for subscribers. Which is what bothered me, because when I got some subscribers by posting, even though I didn't ask for subscribers, I got an increase of about 100 people. YouTube has marked like a third of that as spam, and it's like, if I was going to, you know, pay for subscribers, I think I'd have a little more than 200. So now I'm back at 130, but I have slightly more, but they're counted as spam. I love that expression. I'm still going to tell her I want I am still going to tell her that I want I want free food for a year. Because it seemed to, you know, lighten the mood and cause her to give us more information, and, you know, it's actually something Chilo would want. Yeah, Consuelo should capitalize on her mama, because she's offering to feed her. This is what bugged me with the hospital. Chilo has a notebook, and she still had the wrong height. So I'm guessing the potential love interests I've met were Lucy, Richard, Ethan, and Tala. I'm gonna press the issue, because I think that's how I got the clue, but I'm pretty sure the clues are still there. So I won't be getting any new, you know, unless I uncover more to the case. I'm gonna go a different route though this time, because it seemed like it still sent me back to Jed. So I'm going to, you know, definitely go to school, because I did get some leads there, and it gave me the option to get the diary at the end, and have Tala to call. So we're gonna go with that. But yeah, I'm glad I'm not reading this like a lot of Let's Plays do, because my Spanish pronunciation is terrible. And we got our Cuban, you know, Chilo's Cuban. So, her and her brother, and it's like, yeah, we're really not good at that. But yeah, I'm not too hurt about being demonetized. It's just I'll probably never get it again, because they'll probably keep, you know, raising the limits again. But it's not the small channels that are the bad actors, like stealing content stuff, because you're gonna have the views, you're gonna have, or pay for the subscribers, you know. It's not, you know, it's not the small channels like me, you know, that are just uploading whatnot, and because I don't, you know, have a theme or whatnot, and I'm not professional or anything, so it's, you know, it's pretty much like Photo Bucket, only it's for videos. You know, that's what I originally started YouTube for. And this is my 501 videos. And, yeah, I'm going to, have to make a, you know, a video for it. Just gonna check something. Check the time. Anyway. Because my phone died. So I can't check the time on my phone. But yeah, this is probably going to be the 501 video, because I'm going to upload my 500 video after my first failed case uploads. Yeah, I still think Mickey has a similar outfit and hairstyle to Simon Le Bon. I kind of feel like Richard could lead to a bad end too. I think probably it's, Lucy's probably like the safe one, and Tala's kind of, edgy because she's younger, and but you have a lot in common, and she's a fangirl of the Tank Tops, your high school band. Yeah, we've got pretty much all that I can get. But I wish it would let you save at choices and junctions, like manually save. I'm sure it probably, if it has a continue option, it will let you continue back, because it's, again, it's an hour and a half of playtime. Yeah, we're definitely going to go to Fairview High again, but then I'm going to go to the Bankside. I think that's what it's called, and then I'll go visit Mickey again. But there's no point going to the boardwalk on the first day, because I just got the same information. But then again, maybe Jed will take off. Yeah, I would not repeat high school. Oh, there's so much stress, and I didn't have a lot of friendships, but I had kind of really shitty friends. I'm only still friends with one of them. Besides casual acquaintances, I'm still talk to a few people. And I still consider ourselves friends, but one of the lies that I still go visit, but pretty much it was just, a lot of people, when high school ended, they still kept that mentality, the cliques and the toxic behavior, and, it's just not something I want to have any dealings with. Let alone the teachers in school, because I was bullied a lot and the teachers did nothing. They'd occasionally, and then it'd be, one teacher's response was to, put me in, for group project partners with the bullies. So shit would not get done. And, yeah, it was miserable. I had a few messages on Facebook from previous bullies, and I pretty much blocked people. What really made me angry was a lot of them were like, "We didn't mean it," and it's like, you did mean it. you definitely meant it, because I was such an easy cry. And it's like, I cry when I'm pissed off or when I'm frustrated too. It's not even, it's just emotional. And I would beg to be left alone. And no matter how many times they were called into the office, how many times I went to teachers, how many times I begged them to leave me alone, they still kept it up. So it's like, it was meant. It was, it wasn't just, a mistake once or twice. It was, for about 6 years of school, like from middle school to graduation, it was like, let's keep picking on people. And I wouldn't even call it picking on, it was harassment. I'm so glad that it was just when the internet and like MSN and stuff started in. I was in I think grade 10 when it started getting big, because I couldn't have handled that. But yeah, school shit. I still have stress dreams about school. I'm gonna be 30 in June, and it's like, some of my dreams I'll have like an assignment that like one of the ones that you're supposed to do every week for months, like hand in sections of, and I have not done any of it at all. Like, I haven't even sometimes I don't even, not like in my dreams, I'm not even aware that I have had the assignment till the day it's due. And it's like a big chunk of your mark. Or I can't find a class, and I'm lost, and I'm searching all over, or it's in a hard to find place, like a storage space, or in between floors, like, those areas where you can, like, store chairs and stuff. Or, there's a class that I'm supposed to have attended, and I somehow have not attended it regularly for, like, over a semester, or I didn't even know I was supposed to be attending it. Like, those are the types of stress dreams I have. I don't have the, I'm prepared for a test or stuff. It's, it's delayed more than it would be even possible to have actually happened. And the thing is, I wasn't even that type of student. I didn't develop executive dysfunction until I had a lot of stress in university. It was a really bad time. And then, like, just the toll afterwards, and just stress with life and things. It developed, but I'm getting better with it, especially now that I'm not sick. Yeah, we gotta find Grace, because if you don't, she, it's a really bad end, and, her parents disown her. But yeah, school shit. And I feel like I got, delayed in my adulthood, because I had a lot of crappy friends. I had good friends, but I had a lot of groups I was in that were still, in that mentality, like the cliques and the, not wanting to cause drama with the group by actually standing up, even though, behavior would be incredibly, manipulative and vindictive and petty. But it was better to, someone to get upset and leave the group than, risk the ones, in their little cliques that were part of the group, risking, fallout from that. I kind of really wish that some of the 80s styles would come back. I'd love to have a pair of overalls. I used to wear overalls a lot when I was in, like grade 6 and 7. thinking of that. I've been playing a lot of Love Nikki, and some of the you can get overalls, and they look really cute. And I'm like, God, I wish I could wear that again. I have a terrible body build. I've got wide shoulders and wide hips, and I don't have a lot of curves. So it's like I'm like, you know, built like a wrestler. I'm short. See, when I find pants that fit and stuff, I have to roll the legs up or get them hemmed, and it's just so there's a lot of fashion I'd like to wear that I have difficulty. I like that Chilo's like windbreaker is like pansexual, the flag colors. But yeah, I just bought a varsity jacket. It's made out of like sweatshirt material, but it's got buttons and stuff. It's bright pink with white sleeves and white buttons. I'm really excited to wear it. But it doesn't know what it wants to be for weather. On Tuesday, I have a denim, like a jean jacket. That's my summer coat. And I wore it for the first time this year. And then it snowed on this week as well. So I've gone back to my wool jacket. It's, you know, it's doesn't know what weather it wants to be. I'm hoping it's warm enough to wear it when I go away. I have 2 trips this year for courses. The first one I know I can cover, I can pay for it, but the second one I'm concerned about. It's in Cape Breton, and it will be only about $350 to cover, but my employability skills that we're paying for it, they don't want to cover anymore. Because even though I have been passing, I have the certificates of the diploma program, I've passed the first year of 3, they still consider it a waste. And it's like, because I am not in employment. I've had so many more interviews since I've started it, because it's recognized throughout Canada and throughout the world, because there's a lot of institutions that offer the museum studies training. And it's really good transferable skills too, but since I don't have paid employment, even though I've had so many more interviews, and now I can say I've passed the first year, because I yesterday finally got an email that I'd be receiving a certificate, which was really annoying, because it was supposed to, the assignment was due on December 1st, and since then there has been no word from the instructors at all. I've contacted 4 times, and I never got a response besides, you know, I'd either not get a response, or I'd get, you know, they're working on it, they're apologize for the delay, and it's like, it was a management course. If you can't manage 20 students, when some didn't even attend the course, so it's not even 20, can't handle their assignments, you kind of shouldn't be teaching a management course. But now I know I'm passed, so I have the first year passed. So I have 3 certificates out of 9, first year out of 3, and then I'll get my nice diploma. A lot of directors and curators and stuff have to get it for their job, so I'm already on the track. I want to become a museum curator or a administrator in the museum or historic field. That's what I want to do for my career path. And it's scary. Again, as I said, it's scary, you keep second guessing yourself, and it's stressful, but it feels so good on the other hand, and that's why I really relate to Chilo. Because, you know, for now jobs, and unemployment and stuff was getting just so soul crushing. It was just, the job search and, doing a job for a little bit. Like, here in my area, it's mostly seasonal, or, like, I've done a lot of work for elections, and the municipality that's only, like, it's training, and then it's, like, 1 to 2 days of paid work, and, like, yeah, it's temporary, it's good pay, it's over minimum wage, but it's still, it's not something that's sustainable for the rest of my life. And that's what I was, I've started on a career path, I've started getting, and it's terrifying because I started the course when I was 27, like, when I turned 28 in June, or I started planning to take it when I was 27, and started up when I was 28, and now I'm 29, and it's like, I turned 30 in June, and I don't have a career, and it's just terrifying. So yeah, I went to, it's no good to go to the boardwalk, because I just got sent there anyway. So we'll go to the bar this time. Apparently there's a achievement that you can end up with Lucy on the first case. Yeah, my hairstyle is currently like Janet from the opening trailer. It's bleach blonde and short. But when I let my hair grow, which I'd love to do, but my living situation is not good right now, it's like Chilo's. It's so curly and so poofy, and it naturally is about the same color. Right now it's darker. Cause I found I got sick and my hair turned a lot darker than it normally was. I don't know if it's because I was dyeing it and it wasn't getting, the sun like it normally would, or if it was, the illness, like changing the nutrients and stuff, or what, but it's a lot darker than it used to be. I feel like Hal from Howl's Moving Castle. I dye my hair now because I can't stand the, the mud brown color. I'd love to work on a game like this. See, this is what kind of, he seems like, such a, he's getting himself cleansed up, but this kick to the curb by a kid, kind of, it doesn't sit well with me. Yeah, I think I was probably supposed to ask, like, say that she went to him, because it's the lunch break, Because I was supposed to, you know, where would she go during her lunch break? This is what I mean. I learned, you know, that she was on cocaine from the boardwalk, and yet Chilo did not know it. I'm actually going to leave a comment on the store page about that. Like, I look a lot like Trevor right now. The hair and the baggy eyes. I need a haircut so bad. But I'm trying to wait until closer to when I go, because I don't go for another about 4 weeks on my trip, so I'm trying to get it a little bit closer because it grows so fast that I'd like to have it neater and professional for the course. Actually, I'd love to grow my hair out and have it up in a high ponytail or a bun, but that's not going to happen for a while. Yeah, we're gonna threaten him again. Yeah, I have finished almost a whole case of Tokyo Twilight Ghost Hunters. I plan to upload of me doing, you know, the reading and the voice acting, and I'm stuck at the, there's a, you know, the final battle of the case. It's, you know, it's way much tougher than, I haven't grinded with the mini quests like at all. I think I've only done like 3 of them, so it's, you know, like I got some achievements and that was pretty much all I've done with them. So I kind of should be doing that, and hopefully I can, you know, beat the boss. So that's probably what I'm going to have to do to complete it, is, you know, do a bunch of mini cases and then get back. But I kind of wanted to avoid the mini cases because, you know, it's it adds on your points to whatever character you get an ending with, and also I have trouble reading it. I'm not playing with an HDMI, I'm playing with AV cables, and for some reason the text doesn't scale. Like other games, the text scales fine, but it just seems to want to, you know, just display in high definition. And I bought it for Vita, but then I found that the trophies aren't the same, so it's, I'd have to start over again to get achievements, and I kind of don't want to. So I think I'll probably eventually grind a bunch of mini cases and then try to beat the boss. But yeah, I'm already messed up. One achievement, I missed the queue of one of the Sixth Sense on the one with the ghost parrot, so I'll have to redo that. And I also missed recruiting quite a few characters. Well, I think I only like 2 or 3, but yeah, I'm gonna have to replay anyway, because you can minimum get a platinum with 2 playthroughs, but I'm going to have to, if I want to get a platinum with it, do 3 probably. Wonder what route you have to go on a date with her. yeah, we've already learned, because what you learn from the docks is about the, under the overpass, like, and the muggings and stuff. Yeah, I'm going to upload my fail case. I'm not uploading it while I'm playing because I don't want to put any more strain. So this is what I mean, the, you know, the for now or the, you know, unsustainable job. I yawned and now my eyes watering. But I really like the anti-hero private detective. Like, you know, that I used to play with Echo Bazaar, Fall in London. You know, the kind of neutral good detective that will, you know, have connections on both sides. Is not above doing, you know, illegal things. But generally, you know, has a sense of justice, even if, you know, that justice is not through legal channels. I'm just picturing him with Reinhardt's voice from Fire Emblem Heroes. A Richard character. I don't know if Steam caught that or not, but Lemur G just showed his online, and since I had my mouse down there, it hovered over it a bit longer. So, hello, Lemur. Yeah, I still don't get why there's all those shoes. Maybe it will become with another case. But sometimes, you know, there's like thrown away elements, like, you know, something it was supposed to be that it ended up not being. Like, did your brother, you know, like, was it just the connections things, or did he realize that Richard was interested in Chilo? I'm getting so tired. Yeah, I've been on the go a lot. That's why I haven't played this. Yeah, I got it gifted to me, and on Monday, and I planned to play it, like stream record that night, and then it was like, oh, I'll get to it, you know. And I had that early meeting to go over my proposal, like just to have someone read it over before I faxed it to submit it. So I went to bed, and then I got back, and I was so tired. Like, 'cause I did my big grocery shop of the month after that as well. So I was just wiped. And then I had to do work, on Wednesday, and then I had another meeting about my proposal. Actually, you know, go over it after I submitted it to give them time to look it over. It's a proposal to pay for the 4th course, which they said they might not. Because again, they've sunk enough into me. Even though, you know, I've made it clear since the beginning that it was a 9-course, 3-year program. But okay, yeah, first year you're supposed to have employment. Whatever. So, yeah, I'll hopefully get some that I can pass on to the 5th course, because I have the 4th one almost fully paid for. Just putting a bit aside since registration. Like, I already have my hotel, my in-stay booked. I booked that the morning after. Like, that's how enthusiastic I am to take this course. Course, the location was announced, and registration, like the date was announced, and the next morning, as soon as the accommodation opened, I called and booked a room. They only had 3 rooms available, because it's a small town, and it's, you know, just like an inn, so they only have 3 rooms. So I'm staying in the Lilac room. But I got it booked for 2 nights, right the next morning, like immediately. And I got my bus ticket bought, and I've got my other travel booked. So it's, you know, it's been, you know, I got stuff, like little things still to cover. Like, I got my like I got my like the shuttle and meals and stuff to cover, but the rest is already been dealt with. Yeah, so I've covered the like I have little things, but with the course in May, like this one's in April, and then the next one in May, there's not time to, pay for little things at a time. Or save up, like it's pretty much, I'll pay for the registration, because I get my GST, like it's, sales tax return. So I get that in April, so I'll be able to cover the registration, because registration will probably open up like the Monday after class. But yeah, so it'll be like, it's gonna be a tight thing, and I can't even afford to like pay the Airbnb for it. Because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the bus, and then I'm going to take a shuttle from the bus to the city near where the course is, and then I'm going to stay at an Airbnb, because the place to stay in the town where the course is the woman donated to the church, so there's no place to stay now. But yeah, the place I'm staying at for the fourth course is tiny as can be. It's only got one place to stay. Like, that's the only place to stay, even with Airbnb. And it's only got one restaurant. It's got technically two, but one's in the museum, and it's only open seasonally. It's a cafe. So it's only got like one restaurant all year, and it's small. It's for tourists because of the museum and the fossil site, but it's small. So if I didn't get and get that one of the 3 rooms that they had available, I would have had to stay in the town beside it, like the nearest town, and pay a shuttle each day instead of just on the one day. Okay. Well, we've done, we're going to do this in a different order now. I'm going to go to the hospital first, because that, we found out more about the, the beatings under the overpass. Well, under the highway. Then we'll go to the police station, and then we'll go to the boardwalk. But with the police station, you learn, that, like, how to handle Jed better, I guess, because in the police station she made this comment that she should, have pretended to be a rich girl. But yeah, what was cut off with my other recording was Ethan, I keep wanting to call him Etienne, because of Choices in the Sun went out, there's a character, and one of the writers just retweeted fan art of Etienne. So I've got like Etienne, you know, when I read Ethan, I'm like, I want to call him Etienne. I want to solve this case. I'm really annoyed. I felt like so stupid when I didn't find her. And then I found out from looking at a guide, like, to unlock the, you know, the achievement, I had picked the right location. I just didn't have the other right answers. I'm sure if we keep chatting, it's, you know, more on the dating sim portion. But we're not, it's not what we're here for. We're here for, to solve missing persons cases. Yes, missing persons cases. Yeah, missing persons cases. Love that face. But yeah, what I brought up in my one that with the muffled sound, I was kind of wondering if it was set up like, you know, Ace Attorney, by the description of the Steam, like that the cops can't work on missing persons cases, so the private eyes are working on it. But I thought of, yeah, I'll go to, of an Ace Attorney, you know, like how crimes have gotten so bad that they're only giving 3 days per case. Who talked to Detective John Harris. Guess he has moved up because of the corruption. Because if he was a detective when Chilo and Mickey were kids, then he's 1 year from retirement. I guess he didn't move up much after that. Yeah, I've traveled so many different places in the province. Like, I traveled to Yarmouth, and I traveled to Port Gravel and Parsbro in Cumberland County. I traveled to Bedford, just outside of Halifax, which is the capital city of my province. And then I'll go to Cape Breton in May. Up in Cumberland again in April. So it's like all over. But it's the Association of Nova Scotia Museums is the governing body that's offering the courses, and since they're the governing body, they want to hold them all over the province to give people, even if they can't take them all in the 3-year portion, they can eventually hopefully get all the courses over years. Especially a lot of the small areas, they're smaller museums and they don't have the funding to travel and stuff. So it's good to offer them. Because the problem with Canada in general, and particularly Nova Scotia, because Nova Scotia doesn't have a lot of public transportation, some areas will have transit, but most of it is we don't have a Greyhound bus service much anymore. We have Maritime Bus, but they cut off in Kentville, which is the farthest down in this area that they go. Acadian Lines, a service that discontinued a few years ago, there was a bus stop in this town that I live outside of. So it was easy to get to Halifax and stuff. But now you got over an hour to travel to get up on the bus to go anywheres. And they don't go, the other direction. They go to Halifax and up to Cape Breton and to St. John, to New Brunswick, to Moncton and St. John's, where the ferry goes to. So it's and also the transfer point where you would catch a Greyhound to go to America and stuff. So it's there's not much offered to to get places. If you don't have a car, you're pretty much paying for shuttles, and the one I paid to go to Yarmouth and up in Parsbro. I love staying in Parsbro. The place I stayed at, the Sunshine Inn, was excellent. And when I get some money, I also want to send a bouquet to the Yarmouth one, Yarmouth Comfort Inn I stayed at, because that was horrible. I paid, I reserved a room at another place in Yarmouth with a credit card, and fine and all, and then I get there and the card didn't work that day, and they wanted me to pay the security deposit on top of it, because my card wasn't working, and it was it went from a $93 stay to almost $300 stay. I don't know if they thought, a young woman traveling buying herself, that they could take advantage of me like they would a tourist or something, but I declined, and I didn't leave my suitcase there. They wanted me to leave my suitcase at the area, and I took it with me. So I called the Comfort Inn. I didn't want to use that card because I was scared they'd, charge it. And I only have a small balance. I don't have, I don't have much credit because I haven't built any up. So it's a small balance. And I was scared they'd, charge the card. Which would, suddenly the card worked. But, so I took everything off of it. I, withdrew all the cash off of it on my lunch break and bought a prepaid card. But the Comfort Inn held my room until I got the prepaid card and paid for it, even though, it was kind of flexing the policy, but it was kind of, it was my only option of a place to stay that would have, let me do that. Because it was the day of. And a lot of places I called, they wouldn't hold the room that day unless I paid, but I couldn't leave class until lunch hour. So I got my room sorted, and it was like, I want to thank them for, being so understanding and helpful in such a, panicky time. Because I was almost 400 kilometers away from my residence with no place to stay. And with little money. Like, I'm sure I could have gotten, like a bed and breakfast or whatnot, but it would have been more than what I had. I wonder if we'll have any different dealings with Jed. But at least it makes more sense with the plot. You gotta do it, Chilo. You're supposed to be a detective finding missing persons. So you'll have to talk to lowlifes and whatnot. Hope this doesn't slow down recording. I'm gonna stop that. I don't know if you've seen that. My antivirus scanner just kicked in. So I don't know if it will slow down my recording or chug along or whatnot. Because it did that, what game was I playing? But yeah, I was so sick last year. I didn't know it then either. I just blamed it on, being in, because it rained pretty much the whole time I was in Yarmouth. So I just blamed, feeling feverish and tired on, the dampness, and also my partner for some of the in-class work was really sick. And I also blamed, waking up sweating like crazy on the radiator malfunctioning. And no, it was because about a few days later a bone abscessed. So the infection was really bad, but I just dismissed it as other things. So the last year I just was so sick. Like, I'd be on antibiotics, which would help with the infection, but they'd make me so nauseous. And they took a toll on me. But so I was going to courses like being high fever from the infection or being sick from the antibiotics, and it was such a stress. First course I had that, not having a place to stay and having to panic with that. And the second course, my funding didn't get deposited till a week later after the course, so I had to borrow and everything else, and it was a hustle. And then the third course, I was so sick. They actually wanted to do the surgery a few days prior, but I declined because I had the course. So that's how bad the infection was. So but I was so sick. I was just right worn out. Like the little sprites, even though I wish it was consistent with what you're traveling with. Okay, we're at the end. Hopefully we'll choose the right options. I'm kind of wondering what brand the neon purple was. Because I had like a purple pen in the early 90s. That was, it was the only purple pen I could find that was darker. Like gel pens didn't really catch on until the 90s. Yeah, but anyway. So it's like, I'm excited to do courses this year without, being sick and stressed and worrying, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen much. Because the fourth course is going to wear me out even, it's going to be like 9 hours on the bus. And with the fifth course, I have to decide if I want to save money by taking the bus all the way to the city or getting a shuttle from Halifax to the city that I'll be staying at, because it's quite a substantial price difference, but it's also goes from getting there around 4:30 or 5 to not getting there till 9:55 at night. So I have to decide if there's anywhere to eat, get food or whatnot when I get there, or if, and there was my friend Matt, if that shows up or not. Shout out to Matt, or Kumquat Dumpling, but he doesn't go by that anymore. I can't remember what he goes by now, because he changes his online identity quite frequently, because he says that it doesn't feel like him, like his time of his life. I still go by Noramon. I've gone by Noramon since 1996, so I feel like Noramon, but he's what he used to be in high school, like the memes and stuff, and changing and getting different interests, and because I used to go by memes a lot, like, and you know, it's just the change, like he hasn't settled on something that feels like him. It seems weird, like, it's, like, I kind of think this is before, like, the entry she first read is more than 2 weeks ago. But, I don't remember anything with, like, I don't like how it jumps like the top option, because it kind of makes you want to try to pick that. A funny story, well, not funny, but I started taking Singular, and like for my asthma, and I didn't know it made you drowsy. And I usually would take my pills at lunchtime because it was easier on my stomach to take them with food. I started falling asleep in afternoon class, but I was run down anyway. Like, again, I had been kicked out. I was struggling to try to, like, deal with that, deal with class, deal with bullies, deal with coursework, a lot of other things, and it was just, you know, I was wiped out anyway, so it took me a while to realize, like, to read the insert and realize that was one of the possible side effects, even though it claimed to be non-drowsy. Yeah, that makes more sense, because it went to, that afterwards anyway. So then we call Tala. If I was nicer to Trevor, I think that would have been an option too. I don't like how there's not much music. I just barely any music in the background. I think it'd be like, you know, in Ace Attorney, like that dun 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 dun, like the you know, pressure music. Because this is right at the end of the case, but no. She's so smarmy. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, high school and school in general, that's part of why I'm taking the diploma program, because, you know, the academics, like, yeah, I enjoyed taking history as a minor in university, but there's too much essay writing and whatnot. When it's not even, you know, the section of the field that I want to be in. I want to do more collections management and, like, curatorial and administration. So, you know, it wouldn't it be a lot of work for things that I don't necessarily need for this. Like, I'm sure it would be helpful. And I want to take a basic accounting course anyway, because a lot of the jobs that I'm looking for in the meantime, like clerk jobs and stuff, they want basic accounting. And also I need it anyway because museum management and governance touched on accounting some. So I still need it. I was terrible at math. It makes my brain freeze. Like, I count on my fingers still. Like, get me to solve puzzles and stuff, but I can't do math. Yep, under the highway. I just got achievement too. That's why I am screenshotting it. Too bad the Steam, you know, the screen shots don't catch stuff that pops up like that. So yeah, I'm just screenshotting my achievement. Chievo, you know? Anyway. What would be the right thing to do? I don't know. I'm gonna call Miss Woon. probably fuck up. So I get the same, you know. I hope that's one of the cases you find out what happened, but this seems like such a bittersweet game. The thing is, I went to the same area that she was actually found at, but I didn't know any of the information, so I should have gotten, you know, like a similar ending. There, I got the case closed. But yeah, I'm not gonna power through any more cases. I'm so tired. Because even today, I had those bursary forms to print off and research and contact people that I'm supposed to. That if I can use them on it. Because all I've done is volunteer work for museums. I haven't done paid work for museums. The only paid work I've done the past year has been like odd jobs or when I worked for the elections, like the provincial election. Like that's all I've, you know. So I have, you know, I have to apply as applying as an emerging professional. Like just someone just starting on the career path, and so a lot of my references are going to be volunteer, and I can't use my previous museum that I volunteered at. Like I can use, you know, the last two I volunteered at in the Historical Society, but the one I worked at over a year, I don't want to use it. I didn't leave on the best of terms because it got really shady. It got shady, and I was a young woman volunteer, and I was in charge of collections, and when stuff was going missing, I did not want to be blamed for it. So I made a note several times to the directors, and I was ignored, and so I left because it's kind of, you know, I don't want to be scapegoated, but I only communicated by email about my, you know, when I pointed out stuff, because I did not want, you know, to say, well, you know, become he said, she said, you know. my whole thing was in the email. And my resignation, it was clear, because it was health reasons and because of stuff going missing. Because I wanted it, I wanted the record for later on, but I don't want to use them as a reference. So yeah, we solved the case, and now I'm going to bed, and hopefully tomorrow I'll get some responses and I can get that done this weekend, and a letter about my volunteer experiences. I have to write like about 2 pages of that, and at least 2 pages, and a few other things I have to write so I can submit it and hopefully get money for my next course, like the 4th course. Not the 4th course, the 5th course. The 4th course I probably pay, but the 5th course is going to be difficult. And it's annoying as hell that it's such a small amount. Like, I need about 100 still for the 4th course, like just to cover the shuttle and meals, which I'll have by then. But it's $350 is what I need. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, thank you for watching. I'm glad we solved the case.